What's going on, guys? I'm Maze. Throughout the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, we have not only witnessed our main protagonist Ketchum, but also Team Rocket, Lana and Kiawe take on the island challenges for replacement of gym battles for this generation. And man, some of them were really incredible, whereas others, maybe not so much. Which is why I've decided for today's video that I'm gonna count down the top 10 best trials in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Please bear in mind though, that everything I'll be saying in this video will be based on my opinions. So I'd like you to respect mine, and I shall respect yours in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your personal list. But with that simple intro now stated, let's not waste any more time and jump right into this list. Number 10. Team Rocket vs Totem Raticate. Although I admire the overall episode, it just felt unfair if I made the actual Totem battle at hand be on top of any other Totem or Grand Trial battle. As literally all that really happens is that Mimikyu beats the living shit out of Raticate amazingly, with Raticate unable to do anything. Like, seriously, I'm not joking. Well, I guess we did see Team Rocket and even Team Skull try to damage it with other Pokemon before Mimikyu stepped in, but they didn't manage to hit it whatsoever. So, Mimikyu is the one that really did all the work. However, it was a shockingly very high moment. Mimikyu demonstrated why it's Team Rocket's most powerful Pokemon of all time. Look at those lovely wood hammers and even play rough. Hashtag Mimikyu best Pokegirl. Number 9. Ash vs Totem Lurantis. Bro, I had to rewatch this battle a third time, whereas compared to every other battle on this list, even including Totem Raticate, I already had a good idea of what to say for them, not needed to rewatch them a second or third time. So this should just show you already that I didn't particularly enjoy this battle the first and even second time around, forgetting everything from it. But seeming as my memory is refreshed now, basically I disliked this battle because all Lurantis really did was just stand in one area and spam Solar Blade. That's it. Whereas the ally Pokemon does the rest of the work. Though, I will admit, it was sweet to see the excellent teamwork between Rowlet and Litten in this battle. From Rowlet picking up Litten so it can use Scratch and Cast Form, the ally Pokemon, to Rowlet defending Litten from a Water Gun, much like how I defend Sun and Moon. Yeah, regardless of those excellent display of teamwork, and I guess Cast Form a little bit, this battle from Lurantis was pretty bland, hence why I forgot it. And yes, I do understand Lurantis needed to stand under the sun, and Solar Blade is a powerful move, but still, I would have done anything to see more from Lurantis. I needed excitement. The reason why this is above Totem Raticate though, is the fact that there was at least a little bit more to offer than that battle. So, I can at least respect that. Number 8. Ash vs Hapu. I bet some of you watching didn't expect a Grand Trial battle of all things being this low on the list. But let me tell you why it's this low. First of all, Ash decided to use Pikachu against Hapu's Mudsdale. And now yes, whereas we have seen Pikachu defeat Ground-type Pokemon before, Ash went into the battle without even having a plan of how Pikachu can defeat this Ground-type Pokemon. Ash only commanded Pikachu to use Quick Attack for the majority of the battle. And even when he did try to go in for an Iron Tail, it was always countered amazingly by Hapu, leaving all of those scenes of Pikachu attacking to be quite tiresome. And yes, going into battles without plans is Ash's kind of kink. However, it's his final Grand Trial battle. Did he honestly expect one Iron Tail to defeat this bulky Pokemon? That's pretty dumb. Talking about dumb, Pikachu got hit with so many ground type moves such as High Horsepower and Bulldoze. Yet, he managed to survive all of that just for the sake of the plot. Not to forget that 5 episodes earlier, Pikachu fainted to only 1 attack from Hapu's Golurk, not even being damaged before entering the battle. So that's some inconsistency as well. To top it all off, although I personally don't mind this, but I know the fandom absolutely hated this, Pikachu won the battle by using an Electro Web followed by a Gigavolt Havoc after soaking Mudstell with the water surrounding it, which is very plot armor. This being similar to how Ash won against Brock all the way back in the original series. This was definitely a very disappointing end to all the trials in the anime. I can only really say that the things I enjoyed from this battle was the Z move maybe, and that Electro Web on the pillar. But that's it. Number 7. Lana vs Totem Wishy-Washy. Back in the day, I didn't think much of this battle, and in the present day, I had forgotten most of what happened in it, much like Totem Lurantis. However, after rewatching it for this list, you know what? I appreciate it a lot. Now sure, the combat may not be as great as other trials we'll explore, Popplio pretty much only using Bubble Beam and then Aqua Jet towards the end, but it's the relationship and development between Lana and Popplio which I adore the most, along with those tense scenes of Lana hooking onto this gigantic totem. The hooking scene speaks for itself, but as for that development between Lana and Popplio, you could clearly tell at first that both had different motives. Lana wanted to keep on trying to fish up this humongous totem because of her pride, whereas Popplio, although Lana wanted some help, was terrified of this beast. Yet, after seeing how much Lana was struggling, and even getting hurt, it snapped out of that state and jumped right into the water to start attacking this titan again, which showcases the charming bond between these two characters perfectly. Popplio even managing to learn Aqua Jet towards the end and dash right through Wishy-Washy's body once being serviced, which was breathtaking. This being the development Popplio received, while also giving Lana development by obtaining the Wartanium C for beating this devastating trial, making the two even become more likable characters. As quite frankly, before this episode, they were some of the most boring characters in the series for me. But they proved themselves nicely here, and even throughout their next episode, and even for one after. Now, becoming some of my favourite characters in this series. So altogether, this development, with the mix of decent action, made a nice mixture overall for this trial. Number 6. Ash vs Nanu. I'm not gonna lie, when I first ever watched this grand trial battle, I was thought if that Lycanroc one-hit KO 2 of Nanu's Pokemon. Like,
what? I just wanted to see strategic battles. But
after having a lot of time to take the trial in now, it's clear to me that this trial wasn't only to further Ash's progress on the trials, but also to develop him and his Lycanroc, who Ash kept doubting its power before this episode. And it was done in a wonderful way. So how Ash and Lycanroc actually developed was by Ash finally realizing that the Red Eyes Lycanroc gains in battles wasn't it being blinded by anger, but rather increasing its power, which Ash showing a lack of trust towards his Pokemon just simply made it angry towards him instead. Hence why he even used Tackle on Ash during the battle. But once he starts to show trust to it once again, they end up working perfectly as a team. It doesn't help that Ash was falling for Nanu's insults beforehand as well. In fact, Nanu was definitely one sensational aspect we got in this battle as well. His such evil tones towards Ash just made it more entertaining to see how Ash would react towards it. Then giving us the satisfying ending where Ash just absolutely destroys him by using one Pokemon. That final matchup actually was definitely the best part of the entire battle, as that's where the development of Ash and Lycanroc shine brightly, and that's where most of the action came from as well. That being Lycanroc epically dodge your night slashes to then learn counter and then cancel out Persian's black hole eclipse by using its continental crush, with the rock remains then falling onto Persian and Lycanroc finishing the Pokemon off with a quick-witted Accelerock. Like bro, all of that was unbelievably stupendous. And hey, although the first two matchups weren't exactly the best, at least this final part offered something wondrous, which is why I learned to no longer be salty about the first two matchups just being standard. Though, if you're somebody watching who dislikes this battle, then I can understand as somebody who used to. You probably just wanted non-stop action, but hopefully what I said here can change your mind a little bit regarding the battle. If not, then fair enough, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Though I can't deny the fact that the battles that will come next on this list I like more because they included more action. From the first Akala Island trial, let's now move back one step. Let's knock out Montel, which is Ash vs Hala. This battle did a great job of establishing grand trials. If only a certain final grand trial did a great job of finishing them though, huh? Anyway, let's just jump into why I like this battle. Pretty much, it's anything you'd expect from my first to 5th gym battle. For example, strategies that aren't as amazing as battles Ash would have later down on this journey, but strategies that would still keep you hooked into wanting to see what happens next, which is great. As many people back in the day were worried that we wouldn't have trial battles that aren't as superb as gym battles. I mean, I know that's debatable now, but for me truly, this felt like the good old stuff I've seen before. From Rowlet creating smoke to sneak up behind Crabrawler and then use multiple pecks to Pikachu aiming towards Hariyama's legs so it cannot move, and even Hala's Pokemon using satisfactory strategies, from grabbing Rowlet's wing and then using Brutal Swing followed up by a Power Punch, to that VGC Hariyama using Belly Drum and then performing that excellent C move. Very splendid. Hell, focusing more on that C move, Pikachu dodged it so epically. Like bro, that was stunning. Overall making this battle delightful. Yay! Number 4. Ash vs Gumshoes. I bet some of you are confused to why I like this trial more than Ash vs Hala. And well, the simple reasoning is because I somehow felt more excitement and intensity when watching this trial. Which is a bit ironic, seeming I should think grand trials would be more exciting and intense. I mean, don't get me wrong, you clearly saw that I liked Ash vs Hala, but there's just something more exciting and tense with this trial. I mean, did you see Gumshoes bash Rowlet in the face with a rock? That made me scream ooh, as if I was feeling Rowlet's pain or something like that. Whereas in Hala's battle, I didn't really scream over any damage at all. Not only that though, but I also did really enjoy how Pikachu used the sand to somewhat hide himself from Gumshoes while he spams it with quick attacks. This being the superior version of Rowlet using the smoke in the Hala battle. Plus, for a bonus point, all of this was beautifully animated. So altogether, this battle definitely screamed a lot of fun for me, and it was a delightful start for all the trials in the series to come. Number 3. Kiawe vs Tapu Lele. If I could describe this trial in one word, it would be the word fulfilling. Why though? Well, there's a lot to go over. First of all, the concept of this trial is pretty unique. Kiawe had to travel to Akala Island from Pony Island in only a small time frame to obtain a scale from Tapu Lele and then gift it towards Tapu Fini, which is very bizarre, I know, yet it was charming to see a distinctive in trials like this, and the struggle actually felt more realistic compared to other trials once we see Charizard almost faint and Kiawe running with barely any energy to get the scale back to Tapu Fini. Bear in mind as well that Tapu Fini had captured his friends, hence the stiffness Kiawe was going through. Secondly, the action we had received, that being Kiawe's battle against Tapu Lele, was pretty respectable. Obviously, the best part being that perplexing aerial A's Kiari pulls off from such a high height. It was simply stunning. What really tops up that scene the most though, is the flashback we receive from Kiari remembering his trainer his grandfather provided him for this, giving him the motivation to actually pull it off, despite being scared at first, which is a very endearing touch. This also counting as development. Which now brings me to my final point, the development Kiari gained. Apart from that aerial ace, Tapu Fini gifted Kiari the Fly NMC for such a magnificent job in this trial, which greatly helps out his character, as his goal for his Pony Island research project was to surpass himself as a trainer. In fact, thanks to this trial, Kiari seems far more capable of keeping up with Ash, which I didn't really see beforehand, which is superb, as he's going to be competing in the Alola League. And finally, the trial even showcased Kiari's love for his friends in an incredible way.
Bear in mind, he's usually the edgy one.
So altogether, I believe this trial is without flaws. It was that entertaining to me. Now sure, the action may not be as great as trials I've already discussed, but I think the concept of this trial is what really sells it the most. Number 2, Ash vs Mimikyu. Oh boy, where do I even start with this trial? There's so much for me to say. I guess I'll start this off by saying that Mimikyu is the best. Like bro, you thought Mimikyu beating the out of Raticate was awesome? Nah fam, Mimikyu beating the out of Pikachu is where it is at. It's 4 times more astonishing. From that tail action,
Ooh, Kiki.
to the obstacles Pikachu had to dodge, there's been an excellent battlefield with the open yet also cramped space, to that terrifyingly outstanding Z-move from Mimikyu, to Pikachu learning Electro Web, and although many people didn't particularly like this, I found it a fulfillingly spectacular way for the trial to end with Ash and Pikachu using their exclusive Z-move. I mean, come on, Mimikyu used its exclusive one, so why can't Ash? Whew! What an impressive trial altogether. You can just tell from these reactions alone how much enjoyment it sprung out. Man, it was awesome to see Team Rocket actually be a threat for once as well. This is why they are the best in Sun and Moon as well. So, yeah, there's my messy reasonings of why I have an enormous love for this trial. It's 100% deserving this spot on the list. However, there is one more trial which I freaked out over. So, let's now take a look at it, shall we? Number 1, Ash vs Olivia. I always knew deep down that this trial would somehow still stand as my favorite trial in the entire series. It's too thrilling. So, let's just jump right into this. Firstly, one reason why I adore this battle so much is because of the strategies both sides of the field were pulling off. We had Olivia's Stealth Rock Trap, which was so shattering yet also astounding to see work differently in the anime, to Olivia then using Continental Crush with Ash epically dodging it, like yo, how on earth did Ash dodge that? To Rowlet making promo passes Magnum Bombs hit itself in the face, which was pretty neat. And then finally, we of course have that final stretch, which was Rockruff vs Midday Lycanroc. That entire scene was just so extraordinary, due to the fast pacedness and bewildering moves being used. Not only that, but the camera actually wrapped around Rockruff using Rock Throw to then showcase us a tracking shot in the sky of Lycanroc just falling down to its painful demise, which made me feel so much exhilaration run down my spine. I'm not kidding when I say that. It was that hype inducing for me. This being my favorite section in the entire trial. Hell, you know what? I'd even go as far to say that the combat we saw in this battle was as phenomenal as some of the XY battles we got to witness back then. I mean, it did also have that camera angle I stated, which XY has a 3D camera, so can you blame me?
Oh my god, it was just too sexy.
Whew, calming down a little bit. The final other reason why I fancy this trial so much is because of that gorgeous animation. Firstly, we had Bloom Doom, which was incredibly beautiful. by lighting on some of the characters' faces, which made lovely extra detail. And again, those camera angles were phenomenal. I honestly wish we got to see more of that in the other trials. In fact, we needed more of this excitement overall. So truly, I believe this trial deserves this #1 spot for everything I have stated so far. What a great time. And that concludes the list. I hope you all enjoyed. I definitely had so much fun making this video. Once again though, let me know in the comments down below what your personal top 10 trials are. I'd love to hear. And hey, if I get enough people to comment down below #NT gym battles, I will do my top 10 best gym battles in the entire Pokemon anime next. Which I think is safe to say already, but those gym battles will be way better than everything I've discussed on this list. So, more hype. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, then please be sure to consider leaving a like, a share, and if you're new here, a subscribe along with it to that bell icon to stay in loop with all things Pokemon anime related. If you want to support this channel in any further way, I also have a Patreon. Thank you for watching everybody. This is Entity Maze, signing out.